This is once again the world where we live, and it's a special episode. And yes, for the purposes of this episode, I know it looks unprofessional and I know it looks ridiculous. You will see us consuming alcohol, and the reason for that is quite simple. It's been one hell of a crazy year for all of us. 2020 has been absolutely unprecedented, and for most of us, we are just so happy that we are now counting down the final few hours. It's about 8:45, 9 o'clock, and basically what we're going to do well, first of all, what we're going to do is work on a bit of criticism that John and I have had that we don't animate ourselves as much, and we usually sit in this crazy sort of two-person piece to camera and look like we're trying to bore everybody to sleep. But we're not going to do that tonight. The second thing we're going to do is that we're going to get a whole lot of people who are at this house party that we are currently participating in, and we're going to get them to share a few words about their experiences with this crazy year, which at the end of the day has been like no other. They're comparing it with being the worst year since, depending on whereabouts in the world you are, 1919, start of the Spanish flu,
Overacting.
World War Two. I don't know. But
God, no.
hey, that's what's going to happen. So now to John, because we can't really fit both of us in here on these smartphone cameras because John here forgot the laptop so we could do it properly.
This is entirely my fault. I did pack everything into my bag, and I put everything in the car except what I'd actually packed to go with me. So here we are doing this, and look, everyone complains that 2021 is the worst year ever. Not even close. We've been through so much worse. Life has literally never been better than it is right now. We're at a house party. We're not going to war. We're in some economic strife. It's been an interesting year, that's for sure. But we are not going down the path that could be as dark as going into World War One or World War Two. Those were some really dark times. We're not doing that. We're all happy, healthy. We're all still alive. We're not being conscripted. We're not being forced to do things that we really don't want to do. We're getting past all these things. But what we would like to do is actually focus on the good events that have happened this year. So we will go in a minute and get a few more people to come and tell us all the good things that have happened this year, because we are way too goddamn serious. So, cheers to 2020, and here's to a better 2021.
Absolutely. Let's do this. But not in the way that the government say, because that's just propaganda.
I'm taking that back, Jacinda. Let's do this as my word. You can get stuffed. We'll see you shortly with updates from some of the people that are downstairs who are way more interesting than us. Take care, guys. Stay safe.
So this is Sophie. She is our host. Thank you very much, Sophie, for allowing us around. Have a few pre-drinks before we all go to town and try and drink away the sorrows of this crazy year that we've had.
Yeah.
Look, it's been crazy for all of us, Sophie. What would you say, and you're not going to get many sort of people doing compilations of this, but what have you enjoyed about the year 2020?
Honestly, what I have enjoyed about the year 2020 is actually getting closer to my friends. Like, I feel like a lot of bad stuff has happened to this year, but I feel like through that bad stuff, I have made some new friendships and connected with old friendships and just really got in touch with people and, made sure people are okay and people have made sure that I'm okay. And, like, it's just all about, being together as one and just, being united
Team
in this...
of 5 million?
Yeah, being united in this fight against this awful time. Like, horrible year. Yeah.
What is one thing that you're proud of achieving this year?
One thing I'm proud of achieving this year, I feel like I have overcome a very difficult time in my life. I, left a very long relationship, and I feel like I have done very, very well in dealing with that and getting over it, and finding myself. Yeah, if that counts.
That definitely does count. It
Yeah.
definitely counts. Self-improvement, self-growth
Yeah,
is really
self-improvement.
important. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
I think a lot of us had to do self-improvement this year because we've had not much else to do.
No,
We've all
yeah.
locked down. Look, gotta look at the bright side of life, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Every cloud has a silver lining, and that's one of them.
Definitely. Yeah.
Do you want to follow up with a question, Jared, there?
Oh, look at me being all professional, sort of consuming alcohol and things. Isn't that
And then
horrible?
IPA beers as well. What is this? What is this?
When did we ever
No.
pretend to be professional?
Absolutely, that's absolutely right. So you say friendship and everything has gotten you through this.
Yeah,
this
just like,
crazy time.
like during lockdown, like I was, quite by myself. My partner at the time was working and I was, very alone, and, I had apps like House Party and like Facebook Messenger, and I just video call my friends every night, and, I'd be on video call and just have them like with me and talk to them, and like it was really good. Like it really helped me through, it just made me realize like, like friendship and people around you, it really like, is very important to happiness.
I think you made a really valid point there. I think technology has brought us a long way in dealing
Yeah.
with the isolation of being under lockdowns and COVID worldwide. I think that
Definitely.
has really made a difference, and
Yeah.
the way that we've employed technology to improve our lives. And I think we should be really cognizant of the fact that technology always improves our lives. It makes things better.
It
Technology
does,
is a solution to our problems, guys. We need to have more and better technology all the time.
Definitely. I totally agree with that. Yeah, like I think technology really, really helped me during a very lonely time for a lot of people, I feel, like a lot of people are feeling very lonely during that time, and I feel like, apps like that really helped, and kind of put a little bit of happiness into people's lives, if that's what you want to say.
It
Yeah.
absolutely does.
Yeah.
You don't have to feel alone as you are.
No,
There's
you
lots of people
don't.
out there. Everybody's looking after their friends and family. That's the way to go. Let's keep doing more of that.
Definitely.
The dark days of lockdown. Were you essential at the time?
No, I wasn't. I was at home.
How'd you find that?
It was nice, but very lonely. I found myself kind of going for lots of walks and, doing a lot of cooking and just trying to find activities to kind of like pass the time, because I enjoy being busy. Like I enjoy going to work every day and, like doing my job, and kind of not having that, it really affected me mentally. It really, it did, and I think that's the same for a lot of people.
It
So,
was very
yeah.
difficult. I mean, I tried to do some cooking, but the flour was all sold out because everybody else wanted to do
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
That's why you need to join me on the carnivore diet and just eat meat, because nobody buys that, because everyone's going to vegetarianism.
Saying a person who just came from being 5 years vegetarian, now I'm eating meat again.
Good. It's good for the planet. It's carbon neutral. It makes everything better. The
Very
farmers need the
good.
help.
Yeah.
Do it. Eat meat.
We can all make it
do
our
it.
resolution for 2021.
Eat more lamb. They're delicious.
Not
Nah.
lamb, maybe like chicken and some beef. Beef is good for you. You need some iron.
Well, thank you very much for
And
joining
fish.
us. Fish is so expensive, though.
No, not if you catch it yourself.
Go out and catch it.
Yeah.
Well, my boat is in the wrong place for that,
Yeah.
and it's not big enough.
Oh, that's sad.
Thanks for
That's
coming
what I
along,
think we're
Sophie.
doing.
No, of course. Yeah. I mean, great. Happy New Year.
Thank you very much for joining us. It's been fantastic.
Yes.
I hope you have a fantastic New Year.
Yeah, we
Take
will.
care.
We
Stay
will
safe.
have a good New Year.
Coming up next. So, in this crazy and tumultuous year, many people have indeed achieved a lot of goals, and having a lot of that time in level 4 lockdown, yes, we had plenty of hours and indeed days to work on our goals. So, this is Georgia Matheson.
Hi.
She happens to have achieved quite a lot this year. Georgia, tell us about that.
So this year I've been studying vet nursing level 5, and because of COVID it was a bit topsy-turvy with everything. The campus, going into campus and then having like 5 months off and then having to do all the online stuff. But I found that it is my true passion, and I am going to work in a vet clinic. So far I have a year's experience, and that is enough to get a job in reception, but it's not enough to get a job as a vet nursing assistant, which is helping with the surgeries, monitoring, anaesthetic, and all that stuff. So I will be completing that in 2022. And yeah, it's
So where did you start from in this journey?
where did I start from?
Yeah, so you've told me a couple of things about before when you started your qualifications, and you've come from a few different sort of places, and you're trying to get into this field now.
Yeah. So in 2013, I studied childcare, and I thought that was what I wanted to do as a job, but it turned out it wasn't. As work experience as part of the course, I had to work in a childcare centre, which was 40 kids. So, it was very...
That's a lot of kids.
Yeah, it
That
was
really is.
very full on, and it wasn't for me. But then I wanted to pursue that. So I went into nannying and did a few nannying jobs, for like a year. And then I did teacher aiding. So I worked in the school as part of the work experience with the course. And then that was pretty full on as well when I thought I wanted to work with kids with learning disabilities, like reading and writing and stuff. But it turned out that I didn't want to do that. So now I realize that I want to work with animals. That is my true passion. I love animals, and, they need more vets. And I think that that's a really, really cool thing to do,
Well, that's definitely true. I mean, we need more vets than we've got at the moment. There is a huge demand for vets in this country at the moment, and we need people with passion for animals to actually look after them. And so what made you change from sort of people to animals?
I don't know. I feel like working with children was fun, but it wasn't something that I knew that I enjoyed properly. But with animals, I love animals, and there's constant care needed for animals, and yeah.
That's a good enough reason as any to improve yourself, and that's what we're looking for in 2020, where everything's been a bit rubbish, despite what Jared and I say all the time about everything getting better than it is before. Some people, a lot of them people think 2020 is rubbish, but things are getting better. And what we're trying to show everybody tonight is that things are getting better than they ever were before. You can improve yourself. You can make yourself better. And that's what we're looking for. I want you to make yourself better than you were yesterday, better than you were last year. Always try to work and improve yourself. And that's exactly what we're showcasing tonight. For everybody that we've been around tonight, everybody has improved in 2020. It is not doom and gloom. Things are getting better.
And of course, in terms of with one of the effects of COVID was to make people want to get more pets. We've had a lot of things. We've had an increase of people wanting to renovate their homes because suddenly being stuck at home for 5 weeks, we do want to do the bathroom, we do want to do the kitchen. But it's also getting pets because unlike humans, they don't talk back as much.
That's not a good reason to get a pet, just FYI. You should love your pets for other reasons than that. Don't get them because they just don't talk back. What is the thing that you want to do in 2021?
In 2021, I have to do my exams because I didn't do them this year, and I need to repeat individual course because I got 42 and I need to get 50, so that was really close, but
So close.
not good enough. So I'll be doing that this year, and then in 2022 I will be doing level 6, and then I will be working full time
That's
in a
bloody
vet
awesome.
clinic. Yeah.
That is awesome. People achieving things. Go out there and achieve the things that you want to achieve. If you need to change jobs, you need to change roles, do it. Go and do it. Don't sit around waiting for other people to give you opportunities. Make your opportunities yourself.
So a bit of a conflict of interest now. This here is Sam. I was flatting with him for 2 years, so we know each other a little bit more than the rest of the people here. So Sam, it's been a crazy year, 2020. We had COVID, we had, everything. From the very beginning, I remember on the 1st of January, they were saying, Trump's going to start a world war by killing General Suomussalmi. And then the rainforests in the Amazon were burning down. So it's been a year of absolute crazy circumstances. What are you proud of achieving in this very unique and difficult time?
Well, I think actually with like New Zealand, we have it pretty lucky. I think out of all the countries, we are actually kind of like out the best out of Corona and like COVID. We actually, I talked to quite a lot. I talked to like quite a few people, and I'll be honest, people are still quite the same. If you know what I mean, like people are still living the same lives, the same old lives, but like, yeah, which is quite interesting because I think, we only had like what 10 to 20 deaths of COVID, but like, yeah, it's weird. I know like in the future, you hear those big companies around and down by Sound and whatnot, like unable to ship over to England or whatnot. Fuck, you got Brexit going on, and that's actually kind of slowing us down. But I think we're actually pretty good off, and I think we're doing the best out of any other country. But yeah, I think we're doing pretty good, and I think it hasn't slowed us down. I think we just took like a straight year where it hasn't slowed us down or whatnot, but we're still going at it, and yeah, 2021 should be good, eh?
So you're optimistic about 2021. Not everybody is.
Yeah.
I've seen the memes out there and everything. The guy who's jumping up, sort of, yay, it's the end of 2020,
Yeah.
and a dog with the label 2021's about to bite him right in the gonads and everything like that. So we're really hoping those Mayans, when they wrote that the world was going to end in 2012, didn't accidentally write 2021 instead.
Yeah.
But in terms of work, I mean, you've said that's absolutely right. New Zealand has had it a lot easier than a lot of other
Yeah.
places, the UK and the USA, especially, not to mention Brazil, Italy, and a lot of other countries. But are you optimistic about your work and the stuff you're going to have to do in this coming year?
Well, like for me, I am unemployed. I try to find up work around north, and it's a lot harder than I thought it was, like compared to Auckland, even though I know Auckland is still somewhat hard to find work, but like, because how the unemployment has gone up to this to that, I think it's like, what, 8% right now, and
Something like 8 to 10%.
yeah,
now,
which is
10.5.
actually kind of like a worry, but people still seem normal other than a day, but I don't know how that will like affect us in the near future, maybe in like the 1 or 2 years, and we'll get some type of yeah, I don't know.
Do you think the government has done a good job
Oh
in
yeah,
trying to save
definitely.
this off?
I think the government has. Nah, they've done more than enough. I think people can spend less than they have or whatnot. If you get $300 a week, I think you can survive with that. Even if you have kids, you just gotta stop buying smokes and whatnot. I think actually it is quite like a livable. I think we just need to change a bit more and be a bit more conservative and be a bit more holding with our money and be smarter. Eh? Yeah.
Well, absolutely, and that is a real issue. At the end of the day, a lot of people depend on the government benefits and subsidies for things, but at the end of the day, hey, it makes people weaker, more dependence on the government to do things for them, makes people less capable of doing things themselves. But if you have any goals, for this coming year, what would they be?
Honestly, the best goal is stay at your job and turn up there every single day and work hard, which is funnily enough because that's just gonna fucking boost employment. You're gonna make the fucking workplace better. You're gonna grow your company. You're gonna make they want to hire more staff, and you gotta actually just work for the company and the job and whatnot. Yeah.
And I think in a lot of ways, working is really the antidote to poverty.
Yeah,
and deprivation.
sadly, people say, it's you fucking live to work, but, why wouldn't you? You're helping everyone else out with working, you're growing the economy, you're fucking helping that company to, be bigger, that company's paying more tax, you're helping the other people out in the world, and it's, yeah.
And what else would we do at the end of the day? I wouldn't be able to do anything. I'd have nothing to do if it wasn't work. So, really.
No one would. Work and go home. Say if you didn't work, how can you be? Say if you go home and draw pictures on your notepad, you're not fucking. Helping anyone really, are you? You gotta help a company and someone who can actually put something into the economy. Yeah.
Stop the hatred of all the rich people, guys. They're the ones who employ us. Hey, thank you very much, Sam.
Yeah.
We'll catch you in this new year. Several hours to go.
Hours
Won't
to
be
go.
long. Let's hope it's better than this last one. Although it seems to me that you're pretty happy with the last one. And you managed to get through it
it's not too
unscathed.
bad. I'll be honest. It's not too bad. If like it's like just my opinion. I think honestly, I feel the same as it was like last year. Yeah.
Just another year.
Yeah, just another year.
Sweet as. Hey, thank you very much. Catch you later.
Yeah. Cheers.
Yet another conflict of interest. Excuse me for a second. Hey, it's the only way we can cope with doing this sort of getting everybody's stories together in this crazy tumultuous year of ours. But here's another conflict of interest. I went to school with Mr. Zahn Scarpa Watson over 10 years ago now.
He did.
There he is.
It's no lie.
And yeah, if he gets out of the frame, here we
I'll
go.
try and stay in a bit. Go here like this.
So, Zahn, it's been a crazy year, 2020.
No lie.
How did you find it?
Well, I like to try and think of myself as a problem solver, so what I did was kind of just make the most of it, They locked down pretty much the whole country, and, well, should I be looking at you or the camera?
No, just look at the
I like
camera.
it,
That's
this is what
fine.
I do. I feel comfortable looking at you when I talk, though.
Okay, I'll
Do you want to be the camera?
I'll be over here and I'll stand in front of the camera. How about that?
That's perfect, actually. I'm still going to look at you, though.
Okay.
Honestly, you literally just have to make the most of what the year gave you. I know the country went into a lockdown, but, what can you do, really? You as your own person, you can't really change it. So I thought, best thing to do, bit of self-improvement. Think of small things to do to keep you busy and keep you sane and whatnot.
What sort of things did you think of to keep you sane?
Oh, gardening. Honestly, just gardening. It was good just being outside and having the time to just be out there, and I actually made the fucking fig tree produce again.
Really?
I did.
Oh, fantastic. That's some tropical fruits, isn't it?
I love it. Being Croatian too, every Croatian's just mad about figs as well. Figs and grapes.
Do you have any goals for the next year? So we'll hit it in a few hours' time. 2, I believe.
Less than 2 now.
Less than 2.
now. It's insane.
So any goals? Do you see your life taking any new direction?
Honestly, just keep being happy. I finally found a job where I'm actually fucking happy and not cooped up in an office all day, so...
So I'd ask
Cheers
you
to
what
that.
I'd ask you what that is, but I see you've got it written on your shirt.
Yep. Oh no, I'm wearing work gears.
And that's it. You love the hardware, you love DIY.
I fucking love it. I love it. And that's what's good too. I can actually make use of my work to, work on stuff around the house.
They weren't wrong in the advertisements. They were saying that that's sort of part of the Kiwi DNA, that we just love to get out and fix stuff up.
Literally, we're go-getters.
And exactly, and they reckon COVID did that massively. You got to stay home for 6 months. Well, 6 months, 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, suddenly there's this run on people buying building materials to fix up their kitchens and bathrooms and everything because, hey, I'm at home now.
Yeah. Oh, and especially like fruit plants as well. Everyone was buying out of the fruit plants because they're like, oh, start growing my own fruits, start growing my own veggies and whatnot. And that took a big sale too.
It's almost a bit of a and it didn't really hit home in 2020. It's actually been with us for a few years now. But this people getting into grips with this new reality whereby you can't have a big backyard.
Yeah.
And, the future is one of semi-detached houses and apartments.
Yeah.
And how do you feel you'll cope with that?
As I said, make the most of what you got. Make the most of what the year gives you.
Gardening or no gardening?
Yeah, exactly, mate. Oh, I'll make it happen no matter what. If I have to grow veggies inside, I will.
I think that's the kind of attitude that a lot of people could learn from.
Yeah.
Really.
Stay positive.
Because this has been a relatively negative year for a lot of people. We've heard so much about that. And at the end of the day, it's that. Stay positive.
Yeah.
And of course, reading The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. But that's another story.
Cheers.
Cheers. I'll drink to that. That was Zahn, everybody.
Thank you. Thanks for putting up with me. I love you.
We found that easy, Zahn. You know that.
Oh yeah, mate. Oh, I love that.
So now it is 2021. We've passed midnight. We played a lot of songs to celebrate. Excuse me, but I just can't help myself because it's been a crazy year. But look, we have one more guest, one more final guest for tonight, who's going to explain to us how the last year, the previous year, has affected him. Let me introduce him to you right now. Go on, introduce yourself, mate.
G'day. Malcolm here from New Zealand, obviously. But pissed, if I have to be honest.
Well, it's all good. How did you find 2020? How did you find the last year? Was it difficult?
Without the COVID, it was alright, but with COVID, it was pretty shit, to be honest. Yeah, big shock to everyone.
Did it change how you worked and everything?
To be honest, I was an essential worker, so still worked 40 hours a week. It was just, pretty terrifying, but after you learn, just, keep sanitizing, wash your hands, wear a mask, do your part.
What sort of line of work are you in?
I do plumbing and gas fitting.
Do you see a bright future with 2021? Say we had to go into lockdown again. Do you feel that your work will be pretty secure?
To be honest, yeah. Literally, like, I haven't been affected through COVID that much, but yeah, I've seen people lose jobs, lose shit, and it's been pretty hard. But
Hey, that's all good, man. Thank you very much for your time. And my brother's an electrician as well, so
Good shit.
yeah.
Was he affected at all?
Well, he was actually. He couldn't work for 4 weeks. He was in lockdown with us. And that's pretty crazy, isn't it? He wasn't able to do anything.
Yeah.
And it damn near killed him, because people hate sitting around doing nothing.
Yeah, but then again, our generation, we're pretty lucky. Like, if you look at it, our grandparents got asked to go to war. We got asked to sit at home for 4 weeks. So, I mean, compared to war, we got it easy.
Yeah, certainly I would not risk my life in a war and everything, and that is absolutely true. We had it easy. We really did. We did all along. And hey, thank you very much for joining us. It is now 2021. It's a crazy year.
But to be honest, cheers for 2021.
Any closing statements?
Fuck it, have fun.
Fuck it, have fun. All right, we'll have fun. How about that? Catch you later this year, guys. John and I are going to have some more podcasts, and hopefully we'll be more enigmatic and more professional. Except I don't feel too much like doing it tonight. Good evening. Thank you very much for watching.